for day traders, or big money for day traders, is made catching a piece of the trend for the day. It's not, going in and out 100 times a day, trading the size. I think someone could make more putting a 5 lot on and riding it for, a period of time, catching a piece of the trend for the day, versus someone who's, back and forth trading 50 lots all day long. I truly believe that. It's what I've seen. So just putting that in a little perspective here. But
Yeah, we were talking
always
about
nice to-
one of our live funded call ups earlier this morning. We had a trader. The name escaped me, but yeah, trading in a 50K combine, nothing but micros. Hit that 50K ceiling, took a 5K payout, trading nothing but micros. You don't got to trade big to make it big in this business. But this guy
Well, you
that's up,
can also trade 150 micros at a time. There's your 50 lot there, which
Mhm.
if you're going to do that, I understand people wanting to have like the big clip size, as they call it. But, if you're trading 150 micros, you have to look at the breakdown on fees and commissions on those, because while micros might cost, they're priced lower, they cost significantly higher if you're looking at it from a fungibility standpoint, 15 minis to the 150 micros. So I guess we
excellent
pay
point.
for our kicks though if we want those.
Always take commissions into account, or don't. Whatever floats your boat. But
Yeah,
this guy that's up 75 grand right now, is the risk team in contact with him? Are we talking to him, trying to get him to lock in some profits?
yeah, we've spoken to him. He's going to keep more than half of what he's got.
Awesome. Well
Yes.
done. Big shout out to the risk team, helping traders lock in those profits. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
what we want. All right. Let's dive in. Let's do some trading
Yeah.
cards here, John.
Let's take a
Okay,
look.
cool. First and foremost, let's talk about Kai Chun.
Very popular name. We hear his name at least twice a week around here. He's on one of our boards, a payout board or a P&L leader. But we
Yeah,
hear
I
about
mean,
Kaitron quite a bit. And I think he's
right,
in the top 10 on the leaderboard.
right, rightfully so, John. Rightfully so. I mean, he's been in this account. You've heard about him because he's profitable. The guy, very last bullet here, I'll just jump to that. He's got 100, I think it's actually 122,000. Call it 125,000 in payouts. He's taken $125,000 in payouts from this live account. He's one of those names that I mentioned who's up big today. He's up 33 grand on the day today. And he's traded in this live account with the prop firm for 131 days. Today's 132. So I want to compliment him on that. He's been trading well. He's been trading well for a long time in this account. And, it's funny. He's, despite the great metrics here, or excuse me, the great profitability, the metrics, are something to look at. But it's all working out for him. 14% winning days. Well, before I get to that, average daily P&L, $813. So every day that this guy comes on and signs onto the computer and trades, on average, he's making $813. 14% winning days. Best day being 36,000. He's very close to eclipsing his best winning day ever in the 131 days that are on this trade report. Worst day, it's only $2,346. This is actually a 50K account. We've expanded the daily loss limit for this trader. So this is someone who can put up 36,000, 33,000, an average on all of his winning days, $14,000, all while risking anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000. But we got him up at 2,000 right now. So
Yep.
that's a pretty cool.
I was just looking at that, scrolling back to his early days when he had a daily loss limit of $1,000. He's done significantly better, expanding his risk to $2,000 daily loss limit. The very first
Sometimes
day
it
he
works.
expanded. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it works for people. I can't tell you how many times I've heard someone, squeal that they need to risk 10,000 to make 5,000. This
Mhm.
is not the opposite of that. This is the opposite of that. So risking 2,000, and it's worked for him. So definitely, as a reminder, when it makes sense, we will make exceptions to the risk parameters. We can expand those if the shoe fits. We can do that, all within
Mhm.
reason. So, like you said, it was a good one. I'm seeing that this trader locks in a lot of their big winning days at their high water mark. So clearly framing out the trades. They have an idea of where they think the market will go to if they're right, and it goes there. And speaking of today's trading activity for these people that are up big money on the day, talk about catching a piece of the trend for the day. You look at those hold times, John, 7 hours on average in his
Yep.
winning trades.
Incredible.
7 hours.
He's not trading huge either. A couple trades a day, two or
No,
three lots.
he's trading mostly ones and twos. Today he's
Hmm.
got he had 5 on today. That was just big for him. But like I said, he's a shining example to back up my comment earlier. Make quite a bit more money trading 5 lot and holding it for the trend versus slinging 50s back and forth. Yeah, he's making less than 4 trades a day, trading ones and twos, but not afraid to add if it's working in his favor, and that's how you get these big winners. Um, so I just love that he's selective. I love that he's patient with the trades. Like he said, clearly framing out the trades. This has been, very good activity. And, I don't care so much about the 14% winning days or the 21% winning trades. Those are low numbers, but it doesn't freaking matter based off what he's doing because he's
Yep.
profitable with, what he's looking to take out of the markets and what he's
That
risking
average.
on a daily basis being low.
Yeah, that average winning day versus average losing day. Killer, absolutely killer. $14,000 average winning day, average losing day just under $1,300. So
Yeah,
just killing it there.
it takes him 10 losing days to wipe out the profits from one of his winning days.
Hmm.
Put that in
That's good trading.
perspective. I don't think there's a lot of people out there that could, if they reflected on that themselves, would fit into that category. That's basically saying that's basically saying I make $1,000. Takes me $1,000 losing days to wipe that out. So that's a pretty powerful statistic there. 10 losing days to wipe out one winning day. I know a lot of people that are backwards on that, but in line with that metric, check your average winning day, check your average losing day on your trade report. That'll tell you where you may need to make some adjustments to what you're willing to risk on a daily basis.
Very good point. Very good point. Big shout out to Kaichon there.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Hmm.
Next person I want to talk about is Romaine. And Romaine, this is a shoulder tap. I got to give him a shout out because he's up 14 grand today. But big shoulder tap here for performance thus far in his account. Romaine's traded for 33 days, which is a good chunk of time. Over those 33 days, the P&L has panned out to being, minus, he's almost losing $1,300 a day over 33 days. 21% winning days during that time with only 24% winning trades on the gold and the NASDAQ. This isn't that great. And again, I want to give him a shout out for snapping his losing streak. It was, what did I write down? 6-day losing streak for over 18,000, almost $19,000 while he, puts up the 14 grand today. He is going to need to make sure that he locks in these profits from today, though. I know that's been an issue. John, you'd probably pointed out, I might have skipped ahead, but you would have probably pointed that out on the trade report from looking at it. There have been a number of days where Romaine's been up significant profits, up 5,300, then ends down 3,300. I'm
looking at that right now.
I looked through them. I mean, 33 days isn't a ton to sift through, but those metrics are there, and something that needs to 3,900 down to 3,300. That's a problem. Got to lock it in. So I hope that my guys have reached out, guys and gals have reached out to him about locking in. It's part of this $14,000 day.
Yeah, this looks like another set it and forget it kind of trader. When you're taking $10,000 swings or up 5 grand and you're hitting your daily loss limit down 3 grand. That's really not very good trade management. That tells me
Yeah,
that you're not paying attention to what you're doing. Basically, you're putting a trade on and taking a swing in either direction. That's it.
It's a little bit of the set it and forget it on some days, but mostly unlike what we had with Kai Chun, who was trading small size and holding it for a long period of time. Romain's trading big size and holding it for a short period of time. On a lot of these days, we talk about people getting benched early. There's some days where they haven't been in the markets for very long whatsoever. Um, you know,
Yeah, well, when you're trading big size, it doesn't take a lot of time to hit that DLO.
no,
No
no, it
doubt
doesn't.
about that.
No, it doesn't. But they are, relatively selective. Only 3 trades per day, so even fewer trades than Kai Chun, but they are doing more size.
Hmm.
So I think I don't have a lot to analyze here on this card, like I typically would for a card that I select. Excuse me. The biggest thing here I wanted to talk about was the average daily P&L, the minus 1275 that's up there,
Hmm.
number of days trade, and the number of days traded, 33 so far on the trade report. And then those stats combined with the position sizing of, that Romain's bringing. If you are losing money regularly on a daily basis, so minus 1275 every day over 33 days, you've got no business trading size. That's what one lots are for. That's what the micros are for. I don't even like the micros, but that's what the micros are for. If you're not profitable, how can you justify putting more leverage on? Now, certainly, some of the big winning days he's had, best day, $14,130, average winning day, 5,000. Those are coming because he's, trading the size and being right. But, like the last second to last bullet I have here, if you're losing money on average every day, you don't trade size. You go to as small as you possibly can. And then when you find yourself, it's like the same thing with scaling, your trading and scaling your business when you're profitable. It's like, oh, I make money regularly. Um, why trade smaller? Why not increase my size? Because if I'm consistently profitable and I'm making X and I increase my size a small degree, I'm going to still trade the same strategy, no different, and be consistently profitable. And I'm going to make that much more.
Hmm.
So that's how you scale your business to get bigger and better. You don't need to make big, big leaps. Where I don't go from trading 5 lots to 50 lots. But it has to go the other way too. If I'm not making money, I have no reason or justification for trading anything bigger than a 1 lot. And
Hmm.
that's what they should be doing. I think actually, it looks like towards the end of November, they kind of scaled that back a little bit after they started licking some wounds at the end of November, but they're right back into it. Actually, November and December. No, excuse me, just November. Yeah, they're right back into it, trading a ton of size now. So Romaine actually, he's up 14 grand today. He had about $1,000 in his account
Yep.
coming into today. So he gave
Just
himself
less
a
than a
second.
thousand dollars.
Yeah, less than $1,000. So he gave himself a second lease on life because he's got about 15K in the account now, but that's only 5 losing days at 3,000 or more. And, he's coming off what I say, $19,000 6-day losing streak. So
Yep.
he could very easily be putting himself back into, the same position back against the wall because he had his back against the wall this morning. And it's not a good place to be. Most
Yeah.
traders, I know for me, John, if I trade smaller than I can, have that peace of mind, get to sit on something, and you don't want your back against the wall to be affecting your psychology while you're watching the markets and influencing your decisions because it will.
Yep. Quite on the opposite spectrum of what we talked about with Kai Chun. I think this trader would do magnificently narrowing their risk parameters just a little bit. Cut the daily loss limit in half and see what happens. Maybe give yourself a couple more days in this account. You got You gave yourself a little reprieve today. That $14,000 win a day. You got 15 grand in your account right now. Like Mick said, that's 5 trading days. You cut that DLL in half. I mean, just looking at this trade report, if this guy goes down 2 grand, he's hitting that DLL immediately. So backing it off to 1,500 might be just what this trader needs to hang on for a little while longer. Account balance high up at 40 grand. Definitely has some wood to chop. So that might be your first step. Scale back a little bit and cut that daily loss limit in half. That's my humble opinion, but it might help you out.
Humble opinions are good. It's good to be humble. I mean, this is one of the most humbling businesses ever. And, it's a business, John, that attracts a lot of people who have high levels of confidence in themselves, that may get humbled, or they keep doing things, with that high level of confidence. But if you're looking at your trade report and seeing that you lose $1,275 every day, $1,275 over 30 days, that's humbling. That should be humbling. And when you're humbled, you got to scale back your size, Romaine, and make some adjustments. A $1,500 loss limit would be a fantastic idea, because nobody should have their back against the wall to the degree where, especially with, what started with a $40,000 account balance. It's not where they're at right now, but they have 15 grand in their account now. You do not want to be positioned to lose your account in 5 days. You do not want to be positioned to lose your account in 5 days, especially after you're coming off a 6-day losing streak, because it can happen. And that's not the first 6-day losing streak. This trade report's riddled with losing streaks of.
It certainly
like
is.
an ass. I'm
Is.
sorry. It's part of their trading right now, but there should be adjustments. You're much better off, like John said, cut that loss limit to 1,500. Give us a call. Email us if you're in France, and trim that loss limit to 1,500. You just went from 5 days to lose your account to 10 days. And, we say swings at the plate. Give yourself 10 swings at the plate.
Yep. 5 winning days out of 33. The math is not on your side with that daily loss limit right now, Romaine. I hope you reconsider your risk parameters. Mick,
that's what I got on the cards, John. I don't know if there's any questions or anything like that we want to do. I want to see.
Sure, let me scan the chat right now. I don't see much happening. No, not much happening in the chat. But equities are still moving around. We're chopping around. We made our way back down to 744 in the NQ, which was. Go ahead. What's up, Mick?
I was going to say, speaking of moving around, how about the Nat Gas? That's been the leader and the laggard on my quote board the last several days.
I haven't looked at the chart yet today. That day last week when it was up 25%, though, we were hemming and hawing about that one all day long. That market was moving. I know you love it. Is that go ahead.
Is that what?
I was going to say, is that a trade you might have put on for yourself, but you were about to say something.
No, it's just caught my attention. I mean, I like the natural gas. I like trading natural gas. I haven't had it on in a while. Last time I did trade, I've just been so busy. Last time I did I put a nat gas trade on. I think I had 600, or not 600. I think I had 300 ticks on it. Held it into the weekend, and then it opened like 200 ticks lower. So it's like, and you see the big gap there.
Yeah.
You see the big gaps. I mean, I was still in the money really good on the trade, but it's like those weekend gaps in the nat gas are crazy.
Incredible,
crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the rhyme or reason for it, which makes me, hesitant to, carry any big exposure or anything like that, over the weekends.
At this time of year, it's all weather-based, especially the Midwest where we're at. We're in the city of Chicago right now. It could be 50 degrees one day and then 20 below the next. And it's those huge fluctuations in temperature that drive nat gas prices at this time of year. So it's something to keep an eye on. If you're trading nat gas, keep your eye on the weather patterns. And I know it's not a very uh, liquid market. It can disappear on you. You know, blast shield down, and you time warp 50 handles in whichever direction. So you got to be conscious of what's happening. Stay up to date on your fundamental analysis. Trading
Yeah,
nat gas.
it's interesting because there's pretty good volume there on the average daily volume, but just yeah, like you said, the market depth isn't always there, and those prices really get pushed a lot around. Opening bids and offers are not where the last trades were in many cases.
Hmm. Hitting the market button is ill advised. I mentioned it earlier. We're talking about our favorite buttons on the TopstepX platform. I love the join bid, join ask buttons. Trade in the Nasdaq. I Slippage in the Nasdaq can be an absolute killer uh, during times of huge illiquidity. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the word I was looking
Yeah,
for. When you see the ladder just disappearing, you're looking at it and everything's gone. You know, that's not the time to be using a market order. Again, my humble opinion, trade the way it suits you best, but I am a join bid, join offer kind of guy trading the NASDAQ, and I assume I would be the same way trading that gas. Hey, Mick, look at that. Our half hour is up. It went by real fast.
all right.
All right.
I hope these big numbers keep getting larger, and everybody trade well and be safe.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mick. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate your time. Have fun at lunch today. Tell the boys we all said hello. All right, stick around, folks. We've got Ho coming in, and we are going to do some lunchbox trading in just a minute. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be right back. Top Step TV. Let's go.